Damon Grossman with my co-host Melissa Mers. What you're about to see is the culmination of a year's work on the official news magazine of Norman High. Tiger Den has edited, produced, and broadcast 29 shows previous to this one, each one having its own identity. Selecting the best work of the year was a hard task, but we've managed to narrow it down to 5 blockbusters, ranging from sports to music to the landmark Japanese visit to Norman High. Michael Talbot's feature on the visit to Norman tells us just why they chose Norman over anywhere else in the nation. The fast-paced sports features, including Neil Schindler and Steve Jarman's football feature and Denise Brewer's basketball feature, show everything from future OU recruit Lydell Carr scampering for pay dirt to the antics of Section 6 at our home basketball games. The music for this show comes courtesy of the I-80 Rockers, Norman High's own reggae sensation. The feature opens with a clever insert of lead singer Scott Carmack in the bass drum.
But the first feature is a co-product of Norman Cable News and Media Productions. Earlier this year, Damon, Byron Baker, and Denise Brewer were the talent on a live show at the Norman Cable News set. The news from that show is typical of this year at Norman High.
The last 9 weeks of school are going to keep students busy with finals and graduation, but for those students who are involved in Norman High School clubs and organizations, trips and contests, Norman High School Choir, directed by Jonna Johnson, will be going to Edmond today to compete in Class 4 and 5A state contests. The choirs have also been working up 6 pieces to take to the American Music Festival in Nashville, Tennessee on April 25th through the 29th. Band, directed by Dennis Smith, will be going to Stillwater to compete in the state solo and ensemble contest and district band contest. The competitive speech squad, coached by Betsy Ballard, will be going to Edmond on April 6th to compete in state contest. They will also be going to Forensic League district contest on April 18th, 19th, and 20th in preparation for Forensic League Nationals. The comp speech team is also preparing their season closer, a group of 6 original plays written by Aegis English students. These plays will be performed for the public on May 3rd in the Norman High School Auditorium. Good luck to all of these students in their creative efforts. Byron?
Well, Denise, the annual junior-senior prom is not far away. The yearly gala is scheduled for Saturday, May 12th from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Fundraisers have been underway all year in anticipation of the event. This year's dance is in need of more money than usual due to the fact that it's being held in the ballroom of the Student Union. The most successful effort in terms of raising revenue thus far was the Junior Class Style Show, which was held on March 8th. Organized by several teachers at the high school, headed by Jim Power, the show generated $1,800, all of it to benefit the prom. One of the major obstacles that faces the prom committee at this point is the lack of a theme. They're not yet determined. The committee plans to meet tomorrow to decide upon it. Dues are $10 and need to be paid as soon as possible. Tryouts for cheerleaders, pom-pom girls, and the mascot for the next school year are to be held in early April, according to NHS Activities Director Diane Ward. The trials for POMs will be held on April 2nd at both mid-highs and the high school. Prospective cheerleaders will try out at Central on April 9th, while West and Norman High will have their tryouts on the 13th. There will be only one mascot this year, that tryout to be held on April 2nd. There will be 3 cheerleaders and 3 POMs selected from each of the mid-highs, while 6 of each will be chosen from the high school. Drill team members for next year, also known as the Tigerettes, have already been chosen, that process being completed last week. In only their 2nd year of existence, the Spirit Group has already become the largest Spirit Group on campus in terms of numbers. Denise?
Every year, students from Norman High School travel to Washington, D.C. to experience firsthand the workings of our nation's government. This group of students and teachers, known as Close-Up, will be leaving April 5th.
Devin, it's a busy time of year as far as sports are concerned. We have soccer, AAU swimming.
That's right, Byron. Spring sports at Norman High are all active, but one of the bigger sports stories concerns the retirement of 21-year head basketball coach Max Marquardt. Marquardt announced his retirement following the Tigers' elimination from the playoffs. Needing only one victory to advance to the state tourney, Norman lost 2 straight. Marquardt comments on his future.
I think I can do my time and my family more good. I'm going to go ahead and teach. Surely they'll let me do that. But I'm going to go ahead and teach a year or so. But I think I'm going to give up the coaching part of it because I just think that my time's worth more than what they pay for coaches around here. And I guess they turn it over to somebody that's younger that can withstand that. I've got too many bills created that I've got to be able to make some money. And when you cut back $2,000, that kind of throws you completely out of business.
NHS coach Mac Marquardt. The defending state champion soccer team Tigers kicked off their season with a 15-0 shellacking of U.S. Grant. Alan Mooring had the distinction of scoring the Tigers' first goal in their quest for a second consecutive state title. That goal started a trend that followed suit 14 times, particularly by sophomore Esau Sasa. Sasa scored 5 times in the rout and is expected to combine with Dan Walker to provide the scoring punch needed for another crown. Goalkeeper Bill Chisso had the distinction of receiving credit for a shutout without ever laying hands on the ball. This was due to the superb defensive efforts of Seth Bumgarner, Bobby Bell, and Jeff Jackson. Not to be outdone by the boys, the defending state champion girls are successfully pursuing the 84 title and currently sport a 3-0 record. Their latest and most impressive triumph offensively and defensively was a 5-0 shutout over Putnam City West. Goalkeeper Emily McDonald, also Norman High Student Council president, preserved the shutout with some exceptional saves. Carmen Bumgarner's 2 goals led the squad, but by no means was she the only gun. The squad has been assessed by one member as so balanced that several members on the bench could retain a starting position. The Lady Tigers battle arch rival Moore Lions Friday at West Mid-High Field. Norman is seeking revenge from the only team to have beaten them last season. Moore, considered as Norman's toughest competition this year, beat the Tigers in a thrilling overtime victory that blemished their unbeaten season. Tiger baseballers are faring quite well at America's favorite pastime, boasting a 4-2 record. 1984 appears to be a rebuilding year for Norman due to the loss of 14 seniors to graduation, 12 of whom received scholarships. The year so far has been highlighted by Brian Ringer's towering drives, including one 400-foot shot that cleared the Norman's home diamond. Superb defense, including the opening 3 games of the season without an error, and crafty pitching, notably Brett Trotter's 3-walk no-hit gem. The team has not hit for as high an average as previous Norman powerhouses, and that worries Coach Jack Harvey.
We need to have a lot of guys that are hitting, 350 or something like that, and maybe not have so many that are trying to hit the ball out of the park, because that's not going to happen on a very regular basis. And, we need to get in a position where we can get a lot of hits together and get positions so we can score a lot of runs.
Sean Grubb and Scott Heupel, hitters 3 and 4 in the meat of the Tiger lineup, have not produced as well as expected, but will most definitely improve. Scott Heupel has been hampered by the simple fact that the varsity does not field a backup catcher, and the added burden has taken its toll. Norman boys volleyballers dropped their first match of the season to powerhouse Jinx. Returning 4 seniors from last year, including second-team All-Stater Richard Crickland, Norman dropped the best out of 5 contests in 4 games. Coach Burl Hunt was encouraged by the closely fought battle with Jinx and expects to fare well in the Jinx tournament this Friday. Looking way down the line, Hunt predicted Norman to play Ponca for the state title. Congratulations are also in order for standout swimmers Scott Tobin and Scott Sullivan, whose showings in the amateur state championships, better known as the Junior Olympics, earned them a spot in the upcoming Junior Nationals. That's all for sports.
Thank you very much, Damon. We'll be back right after this.
Greetings. From Norman Public Schools, I'm Michael Talbot. Norman was recently chosen as part of a nationwide tour by the Japanese Ministry of Education. 33 visiting school teachers from Fukuoka, Japan, were observing our system of education. Norman was one of only 4 stops made by the group during their visit to the United States. The other stops included Hammond, Indiana, Los Angeles, California, and Washington, D.C. The group consisted of elementary, junior high, and high school teachers, 1 principal, and 4 administrative consultants. They expressed special interests in libraries and sports facilities.
The tour arrived on Tuesday, September 20th, where they were greeted by Norman Schools representatives King Muncie and Nancy Moore. From there, they went to Whittier and West Middle Schools. Our friends from Japan were also present for the official opening of the Norman High Library. From From there, they went to Monroe Elementary to exchange gifts and visit with the students. Their final stop was back at Norman High, where they toured the school. The group seemed very pleased with their visit, and as one of them put it, "You are very fortunate people to have such wonderful schools." I'm here with Zamgol. Well, I'll have them pronounce their name.
Zengo Wano. Tadashi Ushijima.
Setsuko Takada.
And this is their interpreter. I'm going to ask them a couple questions about their trip here to America. Why did you all choose Norman to come and study?
今回の日程でどうしてノーマンというふうな土地を選ばれたわけでしょうか。
福岡県日本の国から毎年先生方の視察団を出していますが、ワシントンとかシカゴは以前に勉強させてもらったことがありますので、初めての土地のこちらの方にお邪魔したわけです。特に福岡県というのは日本では大都会ではないわけですね。どちらかといえば田舎の方ですから、そういう意味で似通ったこちらのノーマンの方を勉強しに来ました。
The prefecture of Norman is sending a group of teachers every year to America to study American school systems. And this year, prefecture of Fukuoka, they chose Norman because Fukuoka is not a big city, not big place. And they think Norman is not very big, but they think there is something common between Fukuoka and Norman.
Oh, they had something common in their size, so they chose Norman because they felt it was about the same size as Fukuoka?
Right. They sent teachers to Chicago and Washington already, and they want to see their somewhere not very big.
Well, thank you very much for being here. It's really been nice following you all around and observing you and you observing us. Thank you very much for being here. For the Norman Public Schools, I'm Michael Talbot.
junior from the University of Oklahoma, and I'm from Norman.
Okay, thank you. I would like to ask you a few things about OU. One of all, how did you get into the school?
I applied.
Okay, did you have to have a certain grade point average or anything like that?
Yeah, to be admitted to OU, you need a 17 ACT, or you need to have a B plus grade average, I believe B average, or be in the top 50% of your graduating class.
Okay.
Any of those three.
Okay. What are you majoring in at OU?
I'm in accounting and economics. I'm in the business school.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I feel like I'm really learning a lot of practical knowledge. I'm going to be able to get a job when I get out of school, and I'll know a lot about business situations.
course, their records. The classic Barry Manilow. He sings real good, you know. He's got some new songs and stuff. Oh, yeah, it's got Rhythm and Leaf on it. All right. But there's some other ones I want, too, like the new Lionel Richie album, All Night Long. That's a great song. I think it's on there, too. Yep, it is right there. See, what else can I find? Gotta be something. Oh, yeah, paintings from Norma Brown. You know, she went to Scotland and did some really pretty seascapes. I like any of them. Let's see. I guess maybe if I have to pick one. Yeah, that one. The one on the bottom. It's really pretty with all the rocks, and I wish I could go to Scotland. Hey, Scotland maybe?
Now we're moving to clothes. My wardrobe's a little bit thin this time of year as always. Time to stock up. Argyle. Long enough? Yeah, it's long enough. But Argyle, well, we'll see. Looking around here. Come on, talk to me. There we are. Spotted one. Now that's nice. It's dark. I'm a dark color fan. Has maroon, dark green. Seems long enough. Yeah, I'd like to have that. It's not bad. And now, the greatest thing to have, besides the Corvette, Santa, I want the overcoat. Look at that. I ordered size 42, just in case you didn't know. Unbuttoning it there. The tan one is really what I want. I wouldn't mind gray, but I want tan. That's really what I want. There we go. I almost think it's reversible, but it's not, of course. Ah, nice fit. Nice fit. Bring the collar down a little bit. Now stretch it out. It seems long enough. Now, of course, there's food. Something we always think about. The beef stick. Love Hickory Farms beef stick. Those are sweet. I wouldn't mind having that. Cheese, meat and cheese. It's a classic tradition at Christmas for everyone. I know you do it too, Santa. Christmas tree shaped cheese? I don't know. Samples. The only reason I really come into Hickory Farms for the samples. Oh, that's not bad sausage.
Today, I'm talking with Joanne Ray. Joanne is the captain of the new drill team, the Tigerettes at Norman High. The Tigerettes were just formed this year, and now we'll talk to Joanne. How are you today? Are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. What exactly is drill team? What do you do? Do you just hang around, or, what do you do?
Drill team is a dance team designed to mainly promote school spirit. That's what we try to do a lot at pep rallies and stuff. We try to make the students more enjoy the pep rally.
What do you have routines and you dance, and what seasons or what do you go through at which seasons?
Well, we dance for football first, and then we go into basketball and wrestling at the same time. So that keeps us real busy.
Do you decorate the players' houses, or, I know the Palms and Shores do, so do you go decorate their houses and everything?
Yeah, we do that, and we make, each of us have 2 senior football players that we make boxes for with cookies and stuff in them every week.
Okay. Well, who started this? Why did they start it? Just for fun?
Well, last year we had the activities director, Miss King, and she used to live in Texas. And in Texas, drill teams are real big. They're just the thing to be in. And she thought that Norman would be a good place to start one. There's a lot of people, and she thought that something that would really help the school. So she went through Mr. Addison and the school board and got it started.
Did Mr. Addison add a lot of support to this?
Yes, we have. Mr. Addison is really great, and he's helped us a lot and got a lot of things done for us.
Who is your sponsor?
Our sponsor is Mr. Hunt.
Do you like him?
Yeah, he's really great.
He looks tricky. Well, how many people are on it? Who are they?
Okay, we have 11 girls, and the 2 lieutenants are Amy Osborne and Lisa Workman. And then the other ones are Shanda Bernard, Shelley Schubert, Stephanie Yon, Sherry Richardson, Joby McCraig, Julie Hatch, and that's all.
Cindy Smith here with David Shields. David, welcome to Tiger Den.
Hi.
Could you tell me about how many students at Norman High you think use drugs and alcohol?
Well, I don't know. I've partied here for about 2 years, and I'd say at least 80 to 90% of Norman High parties on the weekends or during school or after school.
Well, why? I mean, what's the big attraction about it?
I think first of all that it's just exciting at first, and it's just something to do, something to pass the time with, and you know, it breaks down inhibitions, and you can talk to people easier, and it erases all those straight lines, and you know, kind of lets you, you know, get crazy at night, and you can have a good excuse for what you do the next day.
Well, when do students find time between studying and all this other stuff that I know we have to do?
Well, there's usually 2 different categories of people that are using drugs during that time. I'd say there's probably 20% of Norman High gets high during school, either on their IS time or at lunch. And some people cut classes during the day to go out and party. I used to do that a lot last year, and really suffered grade-wise. And then most people, the other probably 70%, are just weekend warriors, just doing it on the weekends and Friday and Saturday nights, you know, taking road trips after the football games and stuff like that.
Well, I know there have been some things that have happened to you in the past year. Could you tell me about some of those?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been using drugs for about 4 years, and it just got really bad this last year. I was in trouble with the law, with the truancy officer, and Miss Jones was coming down on me pretty hard. And all my teachers were looking out for me in class to see if I was stoned or not. And my parents offered me an ultimatum. They said, well, you can either, you know, knock off the drugs, or, you know, you can go find a new place to live. And so they told me if I came in drunk one more time or high, that I'd have to leave or go to treatment. And I came in a lot more times drunk and high, but it was really just the next time I got caught. And I finally came in one night. I'd been partying, and I drank a lot of beer. And I was just so drunk I had to close one eye just so I could see my mom straight. And that was the last time. That was about 6 months ago. And I went into treatment on May 13th, Friday the 13th. It was a pretty unlucky day. And went to treatment in Baton Rouge, and I went to a halfway house up in Omaha, Nebraska. And I've been back for about 10 days now, and I've been sober for about 6 months. And there's still some people here, a lot of people here that still party, a lot of my little partying friends. And it's really hard, because you want to still be friends with them, but it's really hard to when you can't go out and party with them. And there's some that I'm really worried about that I don't think have got much more time left if they don't come around. And what kind of amazes me is, like last year, I could have come up to one of these people and said, you know, I've got some good sense, and they would have believed me and they would have gotten high with me. But now that I'm coming back and I'm saying, listen, you know, being straight is a lot better than being high all the time, they won't believe me, and it confuses me a lot.
Well, how do you deal with it when they, you know, do they ask you anymore, hey Dave, let's go party?
I've been invited to a couple cake parties since I've been home, but no one's really, you know, come up and said, you know, let's go smoke a joint. I think most of my friends really understand what's going on with me.
Well, that's great. David, thanks for talking with me.
Yeah, thank you.
There's been a lot of talk about drug and alcohol abuse at Norman High.
The Scholar Leadership Enrichment Program is new at Norman High under the Gifted Program. It has particular groups of offerings dealing with international literature. I recently had a chance to talk to Dr. Ruhi Leffler, and she had some comments.
This is a new program, Carrie, which was modeled after the very successful SLEP program at the University of Oklahoma. I was fortunate enough to have some time, several of the seminars that I was participating in when I was a graduate student working on my doctorate. And I enjoyed them so much and thought it was such a wonderful format for students who wanted an experience that was a little beyond in the range and the depth and the intensity of what you can experience from a little different from the normal classroom that I was hoping that we could adapt this to the high school level. So this is our first experiment with adapting the SLEP program to a high school level. The ideas for what we incorporated into this to a large degree came from some of our local high school teachers and some of the university professors also. In pulling the ideas together into a program that we could actually put on and launch, I went to the Oklahoma Foundation for the Humanities, and from the discussion with them, I incorporated another idea, and that was to make it accessible to the public. One of the things that I've always wished that we could do was to share some of the facilities, the resources that we have at the high school, such as some of our really gifted teachers and some of the ideas and the books in our beautiful new library with the public. So in programming this, part of the design was that we would have a public lecture in the evening, which would be open to the public.
From Mexico into Texas. And you could tell the difference of the impact of the culture, the Hispanic culture, that it made on the physical geography of the earth. It was completely distinct from ours.
We pretty much use the figure of 25, which is what they've used pretty successfully at OU with their SLEP program. Sometimes it's a little under that, and we had one over it in one of our programs. But 25 is a good number for a seminar when everybody is committed to a certain amount of pre-reading, which they did have in our past seminar. There were 6 books that they read either in entirety or partially, and to a commitment to a discussion.
Good evening and welcome to the Dating Game. I'm Byron Baker, your host, and this evening we have our bachelor Rodney Brown along with 3 lovely young ladies in studio with him. Tonight, for all viewers turned in, we have a special treat, the double date. Along with Rodney, we have our bachelorette Terry Rice. But first of all, we go to traits about our first contestant, Rodney Brown. Rodney is a senior at Norman High School and plans to graduate at the end of this year. Rodney is heavily involved in the Model United Nations and is a diplomat from Libya. Rodney also aspires to help all of mankind and was elected Mr. Claus of 1983. Rodney enjoys getting into world affairs, but also finds time to have a fun night out with friends. Rodney tonight will be choosing from Bachelorette number 1, Bachelorette number 2, and Bachelorette number 3.
Hi, everybody. Bachelorette number 1. I've always loved dogs. If you were a dog, what breed would you be and why?
An Afghan hound, because that's what kind of dog I have.
Okay, good deal. Thank you. Bachelorette number 3. I love to travel, and if you could go any place in the universe, where would you go and why?
Hawaii, because I like hot weather. It's fun there.
Oh, okay. Bachelorette number 2. If you had to choose between dining at the Town Tavern and Legends, which would you choose and why?
Legends, I like their food better than Town Tavern.
Oh. Thank you. Bachelorette number 3, describe what you see in a rainbow. I know I enjoy them.
About 4 or 5 different colors.
Wow. Thanks. Bachelorette number 1, I love fine cars, and if you were a car, what would you be and why?
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Yeah. Thanks, Bachelorette number 2. Old movies are a favorite hobby. What is your favorite oldie and why?
Who are you talking to?
I believe Bachelorette number 2.
Oh, I don't know.
Good grief. Looks like it's time to have to choose one.
That's right, Rodney. It's time to choose from these 3 lovely bachelorettes. Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3? We'll give Rodney a moment to decide.
like to eat at the tavern. Nobody knows anything about cars or movies, and she seems kind of dumb, and I might be able to get away with some stuff since she thinks there's 5 colors in the rainbow.
And now, Rodney, here's the one you chose, Bachelorette number 3. If she'll come down, here she is. We hope you two have a great time, and thank you for being on the dating game. All right, and now for a short commercial break. Hello and welcome back to our second part of our special show, the Double Date Show. And now we have our bachelorette for the evening, Miss Terry Rice. Terry is a junior planning to be a senior. Terry enjoys her turbo-accelerated car, loud but tasteful music, and evenings with friends. Terry also is a sports enthusiast and enjoys jogging. Tonight, Terry will be choosing from Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, and Bachelor number 3.
Hi everyone. Bachelor number 2. I really like music a lot, and I would like to know if you would prefer the Pointer Sisters or Judas Priest, and why would you prefer that one?
It has to be Judas Priest, because I don't like the Pointer Sisters. Definitely not the Pointer Sisters.
Okay, thanks. Bachelor number 3. Please describe how you feel about the sunset.
Pardon?
How do you feel about sunsets?
They're great.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bachelor number 1. If you could go to the moon and take 3 people, who would you take and why?
I'd have to take David Lee Roth, because he's a partying type of guy. And I'd probably take Tanya Roberts, just because she's great looking, and she looks great in a bikini. And then I'd probably take Scott, because me and him would go climb all the mountains. That's Scott Anderson, write that down.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bachelor number 2. Would you prefer an acid rock or heavy metal rock concert as opposed to a quiet evening in front of a roaring fire, and why?
Seeing I don't like heavy metal, I'd probably take the quiet evening in front of the fire.
Okay. Bachelor number 1. If you were a yogurt, what flavor would you be?
Oh, I'd be, let's see. It'd have to be peppermint twist.
Okay, thank you. Bachelor number 3. If you could be any historical figure, who would you be and why?
Adolf Hitler, because he's all around a pretty tough guy. And I don't know, just that mostly.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That's all for the questioning. It's going to be a tough choice for Terry. Is she going to take Bachelor number 1, number 2, or number 3? And we're going to give her a moment to decide. And now, here's Bachelor number 1, the one that Terry chose. If he'd come on down here and around the blind. Aren't these two a lovely couple? Yes, we're glad to have these two as winners. And for their prize and the couple before them, they're going to get a night out at the Town Tavern, and they're going to go play video games and stuff until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, two, for joining us this evening. This is your host, Byron Baker. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Steve Jarman, and with me is the French Club President, Sarah Penn.
Hi, Steve.
How long has the Mardi Gras tradition been going on at Norman High School?
This is the 7th annual Mardi Gras.
Do you anticipate this one to be the best one?
Of course. Every year we have to learn from our mistakes from last year, so this one's got to be the best.
Is the Mardi Gras just for fundraising, or is it for fun?
Well, the French Club uses it to raise money for the French Club scholarship that we give each year, but we use it for fun also.
The scholarship, how does that work?
Well, every year, $300 is given to a boy and a girl outstanding French student who's going to continue with their French in college.
Okay, well, is it just for the French Club, or can other clubs participate?
Any club can participate, and they use booths to sell whatever they want for fundraising for them.
What all clubs are going to participate this year?
Well, of course, the French Club of Norman High, French Club of West and Central, all the foreign language clubs, Art Club, Palms, cheerleaders, and other clubs around. Also Student Council.
What kind of food booths are going to be set up?
Well, for French Club, we're selling crepes and croque monsieur. Those are like kind of mashed
I don't know how to explain them. They're good. They're good. I can't explain them. Drinks, flowers are sometimes sold, and all sorts of food, and it's really good.
Okay, well, I know there's a lot of preparation that goes into the Mardi Gras. What exactly?
Lots and lots of hard work, lots of manpower. We have to, the cabaret dancers, the Can-Can girls, have been practicing for 4 months, getting ready for it, and we had cabaret acts try out, and they've been practicing for over a month. Then we've had and building the decorations and all sorts of things, just lots of different things to do.
Okay, what about the costumes? How did you make them, or?
Well, the costumes for the Can-Can girls we rent from a place up in the city, and if you want to wear a costume to the Mardi Gras, then you can either make it or you can rent it from any costume place up in the city.
Okay. Well, exactly when and where is the Mardi Gras going to be this year?
The Mardi Gras will be held in the Norman High Cafeteria from 5 to 9 this Saturday, March 3rd.
Okay, well, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Steve.
For Tiger Den, this is Steve Jarman.
Brad Bates, a drummer at Norman High School, has given us a chance to see some of his hidden drumming talents. After Brad's performance, I had a chance to talk to him and ask him how he felt and why he wanted to play drum.
Fame. My dad was a drummer and he made it famous. He played with the Everly Brothers and Jody Lewis, and he's sort of been my inspiration, you know. Throughout my life, I started playing when I was 2, and you know, some people say that's not possible, but I've done it, you know. My dad's helped me out through the years.
Anna Sasaki is a dual-talented person in that she can use her body as well as her brains. I asked her which she planned to use in her career, her body or her brains.
Interesting question. Well, I don't know. I've been thinking about medicine for quite a while, but then I've been also thinking about dance. And, well, like in my college years, I'm planning to go to Japan for my junior and senior year. And there I'm going to see if I can try to get some experience in dance, like in companies and stuff like that. Any live audience performances are very valuable. Well, first of all, you can't redo things, and I don't know, every performance you do has to be your best, and if you goof up, you just have to cover it, and you can't go back and say, oh, I have to start over again. And that's what a lot of people do, and then they make faces and everything. And what live performances does is that you have to get used to making mistakes and covering them.
Al Schreiner had his views on what it was like to be in front of a live audience.
You've got to be quick-witted. You've got to know lots of good jokes that are clean. You've got to come across to the audience as sort of a go-between, that you're a mutual friend to both the performer and the audience. That you know what's going on, that you're not totally lost, which I'm not too good at doing sometimes.
I caught up with Dan Hardick and asked him what he thought about last year's emceeing.
What's it like out there? It's just unbelievable. I mean, thousands of people who laugh at anything you do, and I proved that last year, and it's, you know, a really good audience. I think one of the best audiences that I've ever been in front of, you know, because when you get out in the real world, you know, there's not a lot of parents to back you up, so that's good enough for me.
I think the main message I was trying to put across in all my music is human quality. Human beings are more than what they think they are. And love is the greatest human emotion, and that's all I want to sing.
My heart is so undone.
No, I do not read music. I play by inner ear. Something I hear inside and I play it. I'm going to take it as far as I can. It is something in me that it drives me, it keeps me motivated, and it's something I always want to do. Make my life out of it, because it is my life. We're magic.
Yeah.
A statement. It's just a feeling of where that most people in the music business who make it today are more concentrated on the business part of it, and they're not worried about, you know, how the music sounds and how the people react to it. They're in it for the money, and it's like a lost art, you know, like the Knights of the Round Table, chivalry and all that jazz.
Terry Kim's poem, A Statement, presents something a little out of the ordinary.
It is the sound of the final roar as the survivors hear across the desolation. It is the feeling of helplessness and pain.
Well, I was watching the evening news, and it's pretty gloomy stuff if you watched it. And I just think that we, as a human race, can stop it. But apparently we're just allowing things to get worse. And I just think that, you know, people just don't recognize it until it's too late. At the moment, I think there are too few people that care. I think when the moment is right, something will be found. But till then, I think we're just going to have to suffer until we realize that what we're doing, what we are doing is wrong.
The world is only a dream. But dreams are common among young kids performing in the variety show. Who knows? Someday, maybe young kids will have autograph seekers hounding them, such as Brad Bates did after the variety show. And if that does happen, Norman High will be proud.